Good evening, my name's Alex Campbell.
I'm Jasper.
And you're watching Examining the Expanse. So welcome to Examining the Expanse. Talk about all things the Expanse. Expanse. So Jasper, did you see the Dune trailer?
I actually just did.
So you watched it on your phone the first time?
I couldn't. So you hunt. I was like, I'm not gonna watch it until I get home and I get to sit down on my TV with the fucking backlights and all that shit and watch it on the sound fucking bar. And you posted it to the band chat, and I was like, So I watched it on my phone at work with all like the noise and shit. So I didn't pick up on the audio at all.
This is what I did. I figured out when it was going to play Australian time because it was premiering like 12 o'clock midday in America. So that was 2 in the morning. I'd work the next day, so stayed up till 2 in the morning. Got fucking high as fuck.
Terrible.
Watched it on my TV with the sound system. It didn't play at 2, it just didn't play. And then Twitter started live streaming some Q&A with the cast and the filmmakers. I'm like, what is happening? I'm watching some fat guy on YouTube commentate on the live stream that's happening on Twitter while the trailer isn't dropping. Went through all that and the trailer dropped. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. Immediately posted it to UI and Tinny's chat. And that's when I posted it.
Okay.
Then I went to bed. Yeah, so Belinda R, who's someone who comments on the channel, she said, I need to slap you if you watched it on your phone. That was the comment she said.
Well, yeah. Okay.
I need to slap you, Jasper.
You fucking...
Yeah, no, it looks really good.
Dark Side of the Moon?
Yeah, it's Eclipse, the last song on Dark Side of the Moon. It's Pink Floyd and Dune, because Pink Floyd were going to do the soundtrack for that 60s
for the
Dune. Yeah, Jodorowsky. So I think that's what they're doing. I don't know whether that's going to be in the film, but Hans Zimmer, the composer for Dune, he arranged that just for the trailer. Maybe, but he has arranged that version of it.
I don't know if this is the... Tinny posted that video of this Dune trailer and the original Dune trailer side by side.
Oh, yeah.
Was that like, had someone cut that up, or was that an actual accurate representation? Because I didn't look into it.
So this new Dune trailer had come out, and someone got the old film and got as many shots. They got the shots to match those shots.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, the old new.
So
film.
they hadn't remade the old trailer.
No, that's not the old trailer. Yeah. The old trailer.
Because if they'd done that, that'd be amazing. If they'd remade the old trailer, but for the new movie, it doesn't matter, because there was a lot of criticism of this trailer that it was kind of boring, it was kind of shit.
I don't know, man. Maybe.
Well, again, it was all a bunch of people watching it on their phones and going, "Oh,
is that how people watch things?"
Yes. You don't watch things like that.
No, I don't watch anything on my phone.
That's what was really disappointing, that they even showed the worm. I was really disappointed they showed the worm.
That's fair. I would have liked the worm to be
Yeah, that should have been something that happened for the first time for you on screen.
That's fair. But we did, just watch it on your projector with your sound system.
It was pretty cool.
It's pretty fucking good. So The Expanse?
That's a show.
I believe it's a show that we just watched. That we're probably reviewing during this review.
I mean...
I don't have my notes.
They are not present.
They're over there.
We're talking about gravity?
Yeah, the effects of gravity. So basically this episode, all it is the aftermath of the speed limit changing during the slow zone and the chaos.
And just the absolute carnage.
All our main characters coming to terms with the situation that they're now in.
well, and also, giving the viewer the sort of background information as to why things are happening.
It's actually after
exposition.
Listening to the book and coming back to it. It's actually surprising how much the show does go into the mechanics of what is happening.
That's what the show is kind of actually what it's about. That's what's so great about The Expanse. We've had this discussion before. It's about scenarios. It's not about fucking drama. It's about like, okay, here's these people, here's a brief setup of these people, and then we're gonna unleash them in this physics engine.
Yeah. this crazy physics engine that
Yeah.
fucking ramps up in intensity every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we open with Melba and Tilly has been horribly impaled. Melba just
She's all
abandons
fucked
her.
up.
We get a great scene with Anne walking down the corridor and just like pools of blood and just bodies and everyone just dead everywhere.
Some space horror. Well, that was I was talking about briefly. The book that I'm reading at the moment is Revelations. It's the third book in the Revelation space series.
Okay.
Anyway, so there's a bunch of shit that's going on. Basically, a spaceship is storming another spaceship, and the another spaceship has committed suicide. So one ship is coming in, they've captured this ship, they've stormed onto it, and everyone's committed suicide. Anyway,
Yeah.
so what happens is they're going through the ship and they're describing the bodies, and one of the things that they say is that in zero gravity, you don't slump. Your corpse doesn't slump the way a corpse does, and that's really interesting. In this, you clearly had people on wires slowly spinning around with all little blood droplets on wires.
Yeah.
And it was all with a few little 3D effects
Yeah.
thrown in.
Yeah, if you think about that
Right, and
corridor
so they look like
sequence.
people who are on wires, but they were saying in this book that's what, because you've evolved to notice a corpse. A corpse is supposed to be something that is repulsive to humans.
Yeah.
Right, so you've evolved to notice the way the skin like sloths and slumps. Whereas in zero gravity, none of that
happens.
applies.
Yeah.
You just look up person. You kind of puff up, if anything else.
Yeah, everything looks completely different and acts completely
All
different.
the fluids start to pool. It's no longer like you don't have all the muscles contracting to squeeze all of the liquids.
Yeah,
and stuff.
so you kind of
So
puff
you
up.
Puff up.
That's gross. Yeah, and there are a lot of little details.
Not huge. Not.
I know what you mean. Yeah, like expand.
Yeah.
2%.
You're like a fat guy.
Yeah, I've been there, Jasper. I know what it's like to be a fat guy. Yeah, no, there are lots of little details within that episode to hammer the physics of what are happening home too, as well. There's a scene where who's crying? Anne? Somebody's crying.
The sarcastic chick.
Oh,
Who's the
who's
sarcastic chick? The one
yeah,
who
who's
making
dying?
jokes. Yeah, she died. That's what she said. The one
Yeah,
that's dying.
yeah. I said her name before. And Tilly. Yeah, Tilly's dying.
she's all
and
impaled and she's fucked up.
crying and her tears
I
are
think
pooling.
a lot of detail had to be, like, a lot of time must have been put into that scene.
Mm.
You gotta, like, think about when that special effects was made. How old is this episode at this point? It's a few years, man. Like,
It's a couple.
there's a lot of innovations have happened,
That's fair.
right? I don't know. I think, especially with such a close-up of the face,
And
too,
the tears
like any
pooling.
little fuck up, you'd be, because we're evolved to notice differences in the
As a
face,
being.
and yeah, that was actually a really, because it doesn't take away from the scene. You don't look at it and go, "Oh, that looks fucking."
I didn't even notice until we watched it on your projector. to be
and
honest.
it's blown up. It's
Yeah,
a really good
a little subtle thing.
Her
So yeah, her tears
are like
are
she
pooling.
can't cry
They're not
because she's in zero gravity.
running. They're
It,
pooling.
yeah, it looks.
Yeah.
Well, even earlier in this episode, there's a bunch of different things. It's all about gravity. The whole point of this episode is to teach the viewer what the new physics are.
Tilly.
Hey, Star Trek Picard. This is called science fiction.
That's fair. But yeah, so that's what they're doing. They're giving you all these examples of what to expect next when fucking X meets when A meets B, you get C. Right?
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
it's teaching the viewer. And there's early on there's another really nice shot of Naomi's ship when the terminal,
the fire,
her terminal catches on fire.
Yeah.
And she has to run away from it, and the fire plumes out in these big bulbous mushrooms.
Yeah, because the shape of fire is determined
It's
by
very, you can look that up. You can actually look that up. They've done that. They've done those experiments, and you could look at the little pictures. And a flame doesn't have peaks in space. It's a sphere.
Sphere, yeah.
There's no reason for it to rise.
And then, the whole ending sequence, which ties into all these political motivations and Ashford reaching out to Earth and Mars, is due to the fact that the behemoth can spin and create spin gravity.
Well, this is the moment of the Belters. This is the Belters achieving their legitimacy. This is like we've
proving
come
themselves.
Here. We can be the better humans.
Yeah, we're actually getting past this whole Earth Mars belt thing.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna help everybody, because that's what we should do in a time where we're trapped in an alien world that just slowed down the speed limit and completely fucked us up, that's observing us and evaluating our actions and then responding to those actions, leading to mass murder and destruction.
Okay, so I got a really controversial real world example.
Okay, come on. Yeah. Okay.
So, Gad Sad, here we go. He made a really interesting comparison, and I'm not trying to cast disparages. I'm not trying to say. It's not a commentary on race or anything like that. But it's just it was the way he phrased the argument from like a game theory perspective was very, very interesting.
Okay.
So he made this comparison of Israel, right? And he was talking about why shouldn't we consider Israel in the Middle East as an aggressor, right? Because look at the way they're treating the Palestinians. Look at these things that they're doing. They're doing all these things. And he made this really interesting argument. Again, I'm not trying to say
pick sides,
but he said, if you look at Israel and you consider the Middle East, if Israel were to tomorrow lay down all of their weapons and say we're not gonna fight, right? All of our weapons, we're going to dismantle every single weapon. What do you think that the rest of... It's different now because they're making tree speedies and stuff right now, but this is a few years ago.
Yeah.
What do you think the rest of the Middle East would do to Israel? So they would invade. That's what he's implying. That the rest of... Whereas if the rest of the Middle East were to lay down all their weapons tomorrow, what would Israel do? It's like probably not much, because they're supposed to be inherently good people.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of argument with the why the Americans should be allowed to have such a giant military. Anyway, it's the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
But from a game theory perspective, it was very interesting, and it's the same kind of scenario here where the Belters are achieving legitimacy because they haven't taken this opportunity. They've been presented with this giant opportunity where they're the ones that have all the power, and they could suddenly use that, like the Israel analogy, like if Israel were to drop all their weapons, the rest of they would take it. The argument is that would take advantage of that scenario.
Yeah.
And we see here that the Belters are not, and that's what grants them legitimacy.
Yeah, because they're willing to step aside of all that.
Yeah.
Cultural, political bullshit.
Well, they're not going to destroy humanity for the sake of their ideology.
Yeah, they're trying to legitimize their culture.
Yeah.
They aren't tried and tested cultural.
But this is their test. This is their cultural test.
Yeah, that's fair.
This ship, my ship, can create spin gravity. So I am able to offer it to all of you. Bring your wounded here so that they may heal. You will be welcome. The Belters embrace all of you.
There's a lot of great character moments in this episode too, between Ashford and Drummer.
Well, this is the one that makes their characters, right? This is why you like their characters.
This is like such a great example of setup and payoff. Like, you've been setting up all this tension between these two characters and their positions and who they are and their lives and their positions on the ship, and they get pinned together and they're forced to get to know each other, and we get all these great revelations about their characters and understandings, and it pays off all that tension not some bullshit fight, but like just the understanding of each other within this moment where they're trapped and dying.
Well, yeah. They're
the characters, right?
They are characters. Well, this is
interacting
but that's what I'm
within the
saying. This is what
narrative.
redeems them as characters. Before this, they were just sort of, they're kind of one-sided. They don't
Yeah,
have
well, this
a lot.
will make some characters.
Yeah. This is where they get cemented.
Yeah. They have depth and nuance and individuality.
I was saying, I worked with.
Yeah, I had a note. Some guy that you worked with is apparently fucking Ashford. You worked with Ashford?
So like if you took Ashford and you took his archetypal character, like the archetype that his character is based on.
The grizzled, wise old man?
The wily, grizzled old man.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Who's like playing tricks on everyone.
Yeah, but he's been through the ringer.
He's been through the ringer.
Downtrodden.
Yeah.
But he's quick and snappy.
He's really bald.
Do you have neck tattoos?
No, but he did have a big tattoo on his arm.
Was it a belter tattoo?
No, it was like he showed it to me once. It was like, I didn't really see it. He was actually asking, the muscle in his arm had like just, over the course of a day, had just gone, blur. And he was like playing with it. And it was all full of liquid and stuff.
Oh shit! How old was he?
He was pretty old.
What did she say?
I was like, man, you should go to a doctor.
That's not good.
Yeah, no, it was really bad. But he had a big tattoo on it, and I remember seeing it, but not like looking at it, because it was like, that's fucking scary, man. You need to go home and go to a doctor.
Oh, so this guy, story of the melting homicide, was the embodiment of Ashford's character in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
He was, old Kevy.
Okay, let me get my notes. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I need another drink.
Alright,
I'm gonna be.
And many the ships I found, and all of them I burned till they go.
It's a great moment with Ashford and drummer pinned as well. It builds up this grabbing of the phone, the terminal with the robotic arm, and all the music cues are all bright and chirpy, and then just smashes. It just builds you up to this emotional high. It's like, nah, they're still trapped.
They need to go through more before they can reconcile their differences.
He sings a song about his daughter, and then she chooses to crush herself more to get him out.
Yeah.
And then she, in Tail, takes on the injuries, basically the bull in the bull cat, and she gets the mech suit and does all the mech stuff and all that jazz.
She's an unstoppable lady person.
She's a strong female character and nobody's going to hold her
Well,
back.
this is the thing though, sci-fi does have a long history of having strong female characters.
Yeah, I have no problem with strong female characters.
He
as long as they're written well.
told me that he did have a problem with strong female characters. He said, Jasper, I have a problem with strong female characters.
I love Kill Bill. Fuck you, Jasper. But yeah, we just need characters written well. That's all people are complaining about with fucking Doctor Who and Star Wars.
Good characters.
Characters that have been written well and function as engaging characters. And we have that here in this episode. So yeah, we've talked about plot armor in The Expanse in the past a lot, but I think it's very obvious here within these set of circumstances which entail mass chaos and murder and these ships slowing down and everyone getting fucked up. It's like all of our main characters are okay. If this was G.R. Martin,
this is no.
like Amos would be dead.
Yeah, at this point, well,
What? Jasper! Spoilers.
no, didn't say nothing.
Go on. Not with the spoilers.
I recall reading the book at this point and thinking the same thing. And actually, the reason why I read the Expanse series is that I got onto fucking Reddit and Google and searched up like what should I read after reading The Lord of the Rings, and this was one of
Game of Thrones.
Sorry, Game of Thrones.
Song of Fire of Ice.
Yes.
Look at us go.
Right. That's how I came across The Expanse.
Yeah, it's not a Song of Fire and Ice.
It's not a song, and well, that was one of the things that said it. It's like there's plot armor. You need to
even the way it's written. It's not
back
written like
into plot
a Song
armor, but
of Fire and Ice.
it's still
It's expansive. No pun intended.
it's like a political scenario though.
Yeah, it's got the politics.
There's not a lot of books that do that are an opera. Right, like this is a space opera, and there's not a lot of books that fill that. Like, how many good... Like, Game of Thrones is like a medieval opera. I don't know what the terminology for opera is in the space opera thing. I don't know why that's been added. Yeah, but I don't know what the structure of the story of a typical opera is. So,
An opera?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
That's
Like
what I'm
beginning,
saying.
middle, end.
Is it a big political expansive thing? Because why do they call a space opera an opera?
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's true, yeah.
But like Game of Thrones is like that, but for medieval times.
I don't think Game of Thrones.
And there's not a lot of good series that do that well, and this is one that just does that well.
I think it's like asking, like what to read after like Hunter Thompson or what to read after J.R.R. Tolkien. I think that like A Song of Fire and Ice.
There are a bunch of books that you should read after Hunter Thompson. Free Lunch is one.
That's fair.
So there's a whole bunch of books that you're supposed to read.
But there's not anything. Nothing compares to George R. R. Martin. Is that what you're saying?
It's a benchmark.
It's definitely a fucking benchmark.
But it's a benchmark. It's like a nexus for a bunch of different things. There are other books that have done things better. Right, but in specific areas. But George R. R. Martin is the best in the most of areas.
Yeah. That's fair enough. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's fine. SG1 has plot armor. Expanse has plot armor. I mean, yeah, like maybe if like Anne died or somebody, or Alex, that'd be an easy fix to an upcoming problem.
Yeah, that would be an easy way to cut out like a.
Because he doesn't do anything.
If the executives had have seen what could have been coming.
Because I rewatched season 4 after listening to the 4th book, and he does nothing in season 4.
No. I mean, Alex is Alex.
He's a pilot.
He's Alex.
I'm not Alex. The allegations that have been presented against me are false.
No.
So yeah, I think I said in the last review that the book was different from the show where Melba went to the Rossi and attacked him in the mech. I don't think I remembered that in the show she does go to the Rossi and attack them with the mech. I think I said that she didn't attack them with a mech.
That would be erroneous, and I probably agreed to you.
But I haven't rewatched that since we filmed it.
That's fair.
So I'm not sure if I did. But yeah, I feel like in the show it was a bigger mech. I mean, in the book it was a bigger mech. Like Alien 2, that's the way I imagined it. And she like crushes Naomi's shoulder. It might have been that size mech.
I'm just trying to remember to when I read the book and like what my impressions of it
was a million years ago, Jasper.
It was it's probably almost 18 months ago.
Wowie. The wire work, when you think of it as wire work, with Naomi and Melba jumping off all these different platforms and
this
the
is
acting of the zero G.
That is one of the things I do remember from the book, from what they were saying, is that the reason why Naomi even really had a chance is because she had been raised in zero gravity, whereas Melba didn't really have
she didn't know how to use the force to push off of a surface and
not properly, not like Naomi did. Naomi was like a fish.
She was quick and agile, while Melba was strong but cumbersome. But in the end, she got her and crushed his shoulder. So in conclusion, this continues to be The Expanse.
It does. It hasn't stopped being The Expanse.
Review number 16
we're
now.
In season 3.
We are in season 3.
We've already watched up to season 4 and we know that it's good.
It continues to be the show that is The Expanse.
So it's not really surprising us at
which
this point.
At various times we've clarified as far as tone, quality, themes, characters, narrative. And we have now, for the 16th time, reinforced our previous opinions of The Expanse.
It is a good show.
Watch The Expanse.
You should probably watch The Expanse.
Good night.
Good night.